Matthew 13, 1 through 13. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat in it while all the people stood on the shore. Then he told them many things in parables, saying, a farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly, because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. The disciples came to him and asked, why do you speak to people in parables? Will be given more, and they will have an abundance. But whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. This is why I speak to them in parables. Though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not hear or understand. Listen then to what the parable of the sower means. When anyone hears the message about the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown in their heart. This is the seed sown along the path.
I was on my way home from work thinking about what a friend said. Jesus loves you. Yeah, I know it's kind of silly to be thinking of that small of a sentence, but with the way the year was going, parents divorced, best friend died, and I had a job demotion. What would it hurt to put a little faith in a person? So I did. Following Sunday, I went to church, and what I was experiencing was something I had never felt before. Peace. Jesus really is a miracle worker, or so I thought. A couple weeks after that, my mom called me and said that my dad. I was praying the hardest I have ever prayed before. When I pulled into the parking spot, Mom called. He's gone. If this is Jesus, the miracle worker, I want nothing to do with him.
The seed falling on rocky ground refers to someone who hears the word and at once receives it with joy. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away.
Work. I met Richard and he told me about Jesus. And for a while, all I knew to do was try to be like Richard, joyful, patient, open about my faith. But people never change. People like my clients who I tried to genuinely care about. Richard, who seems to see something I can't, and me, work. If I could just stop for a second and focus on my job and my life, I would feel like I'm making a difference. Jesus died for me, I know that. But he did ministry on earth for 3 years, and I'm supposed to do this for the rest of my life? I went from doing thankless work to being one.
The seed falling among the thorns refers to someone who hears the word, but the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke the word, making it unfruitful.
Life, for me, was nothing more than a video game. Before school, after school, before work, after work, even until 3 a.m. in the morning. Whatever it took to get me in front of that TV with controller in hand. You see, I was what they called a completionist. I would put hours and hours into the game, collecting every item, every weapon, and every ability. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized collecting items in-game is not very different than collecting items in real life. You see, a house you fill with stuff, appliances, furniture, things. It's not much different. Neither is family, neither is a job, a career. But for me, every inventory that I completed left me no different. I always needed to upgrade until I met Jesus.
But the seed falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understands it. This is the one who produces a crop yielding 100, 60, or 30 times what was sown. This is my story. This is my song.